Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Source Story Sundays. And today I'm going to ask Source, what story do you want me to tell the collective today? This will be a personal story, personal life story. And I'm going to pull two cards to help guide me on the story that I'm going to share with you today. All right, guys. So let's go. I'm going to start with this deck here. Story do you want me to tell the collective today? God, source, ancestors, what story do you want me to tell the collective today? So we got our first card. Ooh, soulmates. So the story is going to be about soulmates. Okay, soulmates. And I will clarify it with this. What about soulmates? Inspiring others. What? How soulmates inspire others. My story. Okay, so yeah, y'all put me on the spot. So, first of all, I believe that we all have soulmates. I believe that we all have soulmates, and I have multiple soulmates that come into my life, and they inspire me by teaching me what I have to work on. It could be positive things, and it also could be, negative things, but at the same time, it's like soulmates are here to teach you what you need to work on. They mirror back to you what you worked on and what you need to work on. So I'm going to talk about my soulmates as far as like my romantic relationships and my friendships, because at the end of the day, they all, to me, is all the same. You just maybe, do things a little bit different in each relationship, but I'm going to talk about my friendships and my romantic relationships. So stories time. And I'm trying to, sometimes it might be positive, sometimes it may be negative, but when it comes to my friendships, I attracted in a lot of friends that soulmate friendships, because again, they taught me a lesson, especially the ones that last for a while. They taught me to be authentic. They taught me to be myself, right? And how they did that was by mirroring back to me how they weren't authentic and how they weren't being themselves. I attracted in a lot of people who were masked and they had bad intentions, and I also attracted in good people as well. But right now, what I feel like is very important is that people understand that again, your soulmates mirror what you need to work on. So I'm taking accountability. So I had a lot of soulmates come in with bad intentions, wearing a mask. They wore a mask and they wasn't being their true authentic self, right? And at the time, I didn't know that they were wearing a mask. They were being fake. I thought that they was being genuine. I thought they were being themselves, And for me, I was being myself as well. I thought I was being myself, but until I went on my journey and I realized that I wasn't being my authentic self either. So if I wasn't aware of me being my authentic self, 9 times out of 10, they wasn't aware that they weren't being their authentic self. Now, some of them was malicious, and they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew they were wearing a mask. They knew they were being fake. But I also had soulmates that come in that they was also hiding things. They were also, maybe ashamed of sharing who they truly are. Maybe not to be malicious, but to be, like, hey, I want this person to like me. I want this person to want to hang out with me. So I'm not going to show them exactly who I am. I'm going to pretend that I'm this way and that way just so they can, want to hang out with me. So, hey, I was the same way. There are things about myself that I wanted to, talk more about. Just an example, about God and how I believe that God, loves me, and magical things happen when I ask God for things. Like those are things that I kept to myself, but I really didn't share with people. But again, God wants us to be authentic. God wants us to be ourselves, so we can attract in people that match our vibe, that match what we like, that match who we are. But if we're not being authentic, then God gonna send us individuals who are not authentic either. And sometimes if God wants to light fire up, if you can tell, it's gonna be somebody that is gonna be maliciously inauthentic, right? Just so you can get fire lit up on you, so you can change, so you can become authentic and be yourself and not really care about what anybody thinks. So yes, I had friendships that came in that way, romantic partners that came in, not being themselves, with bad intentions, coming in with agendas, secret hidden agendas, and yeah, I had to learn the hard way, which most of us do. We had to learn the hard way because no one in my household taught me this growing up. Matter of fact, they didn't even know this was a thing, that people marry each other. We have soulmates. You know, we have people that come into our life lifetime after lifetime to teach us lessons so we can go on this healing journey, right? So, yeah, y'all, that's my story. I had, again, friendships, romantic relationships, came in to mirror me, to teach me what I needed to learn. I had to take accountability for the things that I've done. And there it is, you know, and I'm inspiring you to do the same because there's an expiration card coming out. I hope my story helped you all realize that you have to take accountability for who you are and how you show up in the world. You can't always point the finger. You have to take accountability. So I forgave myself. I learned the lessons. And now I'm moving forward with those lessons that I learned so I can attract and genuine connections, because I'm being genuine, authentic connections because I am authentic. Connections that match my vibe, right? Soulmates that match my vibe. And soulmates that want to love me just as much as I want to love and inspire them. And so we're going to inspire others to grow, right? Authentic and to, you know, just living our truth. So that is my story, y'all. I see y'all next Sunday for story time, source story, right? Because it's all about source now. And source is going to guide me to telling you a life story. So have an amazing day, y'all. Bye.